Three, two, one. Hello and welcome to the Juice Podcast. This is where we learn how ordinary people can turn the struggles and hardships of life and turn it into something amazing. I'm your host, Jose Peña, and today I'm with my good friend, Iman.
Howdy. Good evening, everyone.
It's good to be back, huh?
Oh, yeah.
And today we're joined by our two good friends, Ross. Hey there, Ross.
Hey yo, what's good?
He's from the second episode from the Juice Podcast, and we have our good friend Renz. Hey there, Renz.
Hi there, my name is Renz, and yes, I'm new to this podcast. I'm really nervous, you know. I sense fear. Just joking. So, anyways, yeah.
Oh my
Hi
God.
guys. Hi guys. My name is Renz, and I'm pretty much new here, so it's a pleasure, joining this podcast for the first time.
Yeah, thank you, Renz, for your time. I know you're really busy right now with all the stuff that you have. Thank you for joining us for this night.
Yeah, no problem, bro.
So, for those who don't know Renz, can you introduce a bit about yourself?
All right, so my name is Renz. I'm 22 years old, and I am a third year, about to become fourth year political science student in the University of San Agustin. And I am also an actor in the USA Little Theater. I've been in the USA Little Theater for, I think it's for 5 years now. Yeah. So
Wow.
that's basically it. I'm an actor. And I study political science. I like anime. I like video games. Pretty normal stuff, I guess.
Well, an actor in college, that's really like a big different, like area you are in. Especially
Yeah,
a political science student, and acting
yeah,
is way different. How did you come up with that?
exactly. Like, I have a lot of friends who are asking me, like, Renz, why are you joining in a theater group and you're studying political science? Like, what's the connection? Like,
Yeah.
okay, honestly, there's no connection to it. It's like, but it's kind of like my passion. Like,
Mm.
I've been in the stage for, I don't know, ever since when I was young. I've been performing declamations, orations, speeches when I was in elementary, but I never had
Mhm.
any theater experience. But I wanted to act. Like, I did a lot of acting in our plays back then in
Wow.
our school, but it's amateurish, whatever. and then when I entered the University of San Agustin, I heard about the little theater, and
Mhm.
I gave it a shot because I don't know, I just wanted to, to shine like anyone else, right? but basically, it's kind of like my passion. My passion is performing. My passion is performing,
Wow.
and I like to be on the stage. I like to be in front of a crowd with hundreds or thousands of people watching me perform, and I like
Mhm.
that. It's kind of like my passion.
Mm. And you mentioned LT. For those who don't know or who's unfamiliar with the term LT, what is LT?
So LP is basically the University of San Agustin Little Theater. It is the resident theater company of our university. It's founded in
Mhm.
1965, so more or
Wow,
less
that long.
50 years ish already. So
And
yes.
how did you discover the LT? Like, what was there a friend like recommended you, or was there like a
Uh,
flyer?
yeah, actually, it was mentioned to me by my mom before I entered the University of San Agustin.
Mm.
And then my mom was like, iniligay
24,
nun.
oh.
Intra ka sa LTK namin nada. And so yeah, I gave it a shot. And yeah, the rest is history.
Wow. So have you been in like major acting performances? What do you
Oh
call
yeah,
that?
quite a lot. We've had a lot of productions here and there. Recently, we had a film which was entitled
Oh.
Snow. Snow is actually an adaptation of the 1920 Polish classic entitled Śnieg, which was written
Snake.
by Stanisław Szybiszewski. He is a Polish playwright, and he's quite well known in Poland.
Mhm.
So our performance was in collaboration with the European Union delegation of the Philippines, sponsored by the Embassy of Poland
Wow.
and the European Union. So it's quite a big thing.
That's a big one.
Yeah, it's quite a big thing, and not to mention that I'm the project lead of this, and I'm also an actor. I'm also an actor within the film.
Wow.
And yeah, it's quite tasking actually. We've had preparation since April. We were invited in April, and then we started planning at around May until
Mhm.
July, and then we started editing at the start of August. So basically, like a few weeks ago,
Wow.
and we had the premiere like around 5 a few hours ago, and a lot of people watched.
Just recently.
Yeah, just recently, a lot of people watched. So
And
yeah,
it was international, I would say.
yeah, it's both national and international. I mean, international in the sense that the Polish
Like,
embassy is watching the film rather.
mm, and also
And
people from other countries. Huh?
well, maybe, but as far as I know, the Polish embassy is watching. And a lot of theater
Mm,
groups that are invited by the European Union delegation to the Philippines are watching us, and as well as theater
mm,
critiques, like directors are watching us. So yeah.
mm. And and how did it inspire you to do some like uh, like when it comes to arts especially, you'll always have this, I would say, artist block, you know. And how do you
Uh,
overcome with that?
oh, artist block. Yeah, I've written. I mean, in the little theater, kasi
Mhm,
we are doing some device work. When you say device work or device performance, it's a collaboration of all actors. So all the actors are the writers as well of the play. We've had a lot of plays like hashtag shook, woke, uh, what were the other plays? Passion Fruit Shake, Bayan ni Rizal, uh,
oh, that's a
among
lot.
the others. Yeah, there's like a lot of little theater plays, and all of
Mm,
them are device works. So there's not just only one writer. I mean, there is a head writer, which is our artistic director, Sir Eric
mhm,
Divinagracia, but it's mostly written by all the actors. That's why it's called a device work. And
mhm,
sometimes we experience writer's block as well. Like what we do sometimes is it's kind of complicated though, but I would say in my case, I would I would do something that I love. Like for example,
mm,
I want to distract myself. Okay, I'm in this creative block, and I'm like, damn, what do I write next? So how do I make this scene really good? How do I make the scene cohesive enough?
yeah.
I've had that kind of struggle, and what I do is that I withdraw. I withdraw from the script, and then just do some me time for a while until I find that sort of inspiration. Like for
Mm,
example, I'm watching anime, right? And then, oh yeah, okay, this is good. Okay, I'll use this. Or I'm maybe playing a video game, and then I'll have that kind of inspiration, and then I'll proceed writing again.
mm,
That's how I somehow overcome writer's block. It's kind of like a personal experience. It may be different for others, but
yeah.
this is in my case. So yeah.
Wow, that it's really from a personal, subjective view,
Yes.
and which how you overcome different situations. I think for music too, right, Ross? you also experience some kind of artist block,
Yeah,
Ross?
I'm pretty sure Ross experienced some kind of writer's block. He's creating
Uh,
the
yeah.
the the music that he usually composes, right, Ross?
Mhm.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, there are times, for example, also when it comes to like making covers, there are times where like I really don't know. I always get my guitar and get my DAW. DAW means my digital audio workstation, and then that's where I record my music. But then there are times when where like in the middle of it I just feel so like, wow, this really sounds bad. And after like, it takes me a while to, because I have this artist block. But when I listen to like, music that I don't really listen to, I'm like, oh wow, this is kind. I like this element of this song because this has this weird time signature, or the chords are like are so unique. So I'm going to incorporate them to the stuff that I make. Because like in the musical's perspective, there's like um, every time you're doing a solo, there's always a scale, and the most used scale is the pentatonic. It's the most simplest scale that everyone can use. But I'm tired of using that. So there was a point in my life in where like, wow, this is really boring. Everything I play is like boring now. So
Becoming
until like,
repetitive.
yeah, it's getting repetitive. Like, oh wow, I'm tired of doing the same lick. I'm tired of doing the same riff for like almost all the time, until like this summer, I discovered modes. These are like other scales, and they
Yeah.
sound really really weird in like if you're playing it in a scale wise. But when you apply it to other genres, it's out of this world. Like, we have the pentatonic, right? There are other scales, um modes, actually, modes and scales that are different than the pentatonic. There are like the Dorian, Phrygian, Aeolian, Mixolydian, all that type of stuff. And all of them, yeah, it takes a while to get used to, but once you learn it, it like opens like so many barriers. Like, oh my gosh, I didn't knew that this mode can be used for funk. This could be used for metal. This can be. I can't believe that the Dorian, for example, the Dorian is like, it's mainly used for funk, but I didn't know that you could actually use it for jazz, which is funny.
Uh, so
Oh
basically,
man,
it's like,
that's
yeah.
that's really cool. I mean, I'm trying to understand the music terms there, but okay, wow.
Yeah, I mean it's very, it's very, a lot of the music I listen to now is like, I used to be a normie. I listen to stuff like,
Fine normie.
the Justin Bieber.
How do you define normie? How do you define normie?
Yeah.
If it's the current normie, it's the TikTok music.
I
Any
Oh.
see.
every any I there was, remember that point in time and during the quarantine, and where Heartbreak Anniversary was so annoying.
Oh
Oh
my
yeah,
god! Don't
yeah.
get me started with that.
When you hear that song, when I hear that song, it makes me think of that couple that does those cringy dances in TikTok, and I'm like, ew, what is this?
But
What
hey, you
why
gotta
why
admit,
are,
at first, the song is good, right? It's just that
Yeah, the song
you
is good,
know.
but
The song is good.
many people ruined it. A lot of people have ruined so many songs. The Heartbreak Anniversary is supposed to be a breakup song, but now
I
it
know,
it's
right?
now it's now symbolized as like this song. When you hear that song, you will envision those two that Pinoy couple that dances
Oh my
cringy.
god!
and and not just that, all your other friends, like, oh my goodness, all my I my feed, whenever the my days that I see from time to time, like, almost every single day, it's just girls or like dudes doing the
Oh
Heartbreak
no.
Anniversary. And it makes me want to like bash my head into a wall.
Oh, I
You have,
feel you.
you have no idea.
That
Like,
is why
oh,
I never downloaded TikTok or Twitter at all. I like to keep my sanity.
I mean, aside, well, let me be real though. All there's one thing that I kind of like about TikTok. It's just that you know that most of the majority of the songs in TikTok are like kind of cringy, but then there are some that are
Mm.
really really good, like
Oh yeah.
very good. And it's really good that the artists, like the artists gets recognized, and they get even popular because
Yes, I
Mm.
agree.
That's true.
when I see like those art, like like remember like Lil Nas X was a nobody back then, like for real. Only when he released Old Town Road, that's where he got my ginormously famous. Like, I mean, look at him now. He has the Satan shoes and everything. He sells the Satan shoes, the one that's like that's like only produced like 666 copies of it. Yeah,
Wow.
and it also gives me, it these new artists give me also a lot of inspiration. That's why, like, I I right now I really don't like old music nowadays. Like, really, like
Like
it's just the
old music.
same.
Like define old music for that.
Boomer music.
Oh, like the 80s, 90s kind of
Yeah, I
music.
mean, yeah. Once you like, for example, I love Slash. I love Slash. I love Jimmy. I love Jimmy Page. I love Eric Clapton. I love Kurt Cobain. I love Jimi Hendrix. They're all amazing. But
Mhm.
I know they were the ones who pioneered everything from the rock and roll, from the metal, like Black Sabbath. They literally created metal. So when I discovered modern bands, like my favorite band of all, one of my favorite bands, like Polyphia, Sean, Beartooth, Attack Attack, Ashley Alexandria, the one that goes like, oh my god. I know Renz knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, like, when I heard that, I'm like, wow, this sounds way different than any old music. And the thing is that Polyphia right now, the lead guitarist Tim Henson, he's now being
Mhm.
called like the guitarist of the future by many other guitarists regard him like he is like the future because his style now is super unique. Like, whenever back then his music was melodic, it was melodic rock, the usual. He just sticks to the same formula. But now, the fact that his sound now, it's
Mhm.
way different than what he produces back then, because when he plays when the stuff that he plays now, it's not anymore rock. I don't even know if it's rock anymore, because he doesn't even use distortion, he doesn't use the heavy riffs, but all of his guitar songs right now
Yeah.
sound so heavy. And I'm like, wow, this really is like, wow, this really gave me so many ideas. Like, a lot of for example, when I do solos, a lot of it has been inspired by Polyphia, because like the way I really want to achieve, like, I really want to achieve that Polyphia, the in where, like,
Yeah.
it's clean, but it sounds heavy. That's the stuff that I
Mm.
want. And like, in the fact that right now, that what they're doing now is like so technical, so complex, it already overshadows all the old guitarists. It's crazy now.
Mm.
Even like, aside from Polyphia, I think you know him. You know John Mayer, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I know
Yeah,
John.
he's
He's a
he's
pretty good guitarist.
he he,
Yeah, I know the
he
guy.
a lot of people, like, look up to him, and I still do. Like, wow, right now he's like reinventing himself because his new album, it's so funny. His new album is called Sob Rock, but actually, when you like there's
Listen to it.
the meaning of sob rock is 80s rock, and in that album, he takes all the worst parts of 80s music and
And
all
turn
the
it into some.
cheesiest,
Uh,
all the lame parts of 80s music, 80s rock music, and he puts it into his own songs, and it sounds really, really good. That's what I want to achieve, though.
mm, mm,
Yeah.
it's,
Yeah.
it's pretty good. And
It's nice hearing
Mhm.
some music related stuff from you, bro. It's been a while since we've seen each other. Like, when was the last time we seen each other?
Birthday.
birthday.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
the Emo's birthday.
like damn, it's like um a month. Oh wait, no, 2 months ago.
Summer, dude. Freaking summer.
Sheesh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
And we brought back to a podcast.
And it's funny because all three of us, the OG Villa crew, is now here.
The
Villa
Villian
boys.
boys, man.
The Trinity has returned.
New moon. And
Yeah.
with that, friends, what inspires you,
Oh, it's back to
especially
me
for
now.
a writer?
It's
Yeah.
back to me now. Okay, what
What
inspires me?
inspires you?
Uh, I mean, there are a lot of factors that that inspire me. No, be my family, my friends, or maybe even my batchmates in the little theater, my
Mhm.
friends in Discord. There are a lot of factors because I wanted to be a better version of myself. I just wanted to be a better version of myself.
Don't we
Like
all?
I gotta admit, I'm a really insecure person. I think that's really normal as a human
Really?
being. Feel
Mm,
feel a sense of insecurity sometimes. Sometimes that you feel like you're not enough. I'm like that person. I mean,
mm,
in the 5 years that I'm in the little theater, I've seen a lot. Okay, and I've felt a lot of emotions from happiness to sheer sadness and depression to fear to loathing, a lot, a mixed bag of emotions, literally.
mm,
But there are a lot of factors that inspire me to continue on staying in the little theater. For example,
mm,
I stayed in the little theater for practical reasons. Number one, I can't we can't afford the tuition fee in the University of San Agustin. Let's face it, it's a really expensive university.
mm.
And
It is.
and I come from a, well, not so rich family. And the reason why I joined the little theater is not only because I wanted to pursue my passion of performing, but as well as for practical reasons. There's a scholarship, right? I mean, the first year I joined the little theater, I didn't have any scholarship because I have to earn it. My batchmates and I have to earn that scholarship. The director was testing us whether if we are actually worthy of being given a scholarship. And then we were eventually given. But at first it was 25%. And then the next year it's 50%. And then the next year it's 75%. And then eventually we got 100%
Wow.
for a scholarship. So basically we didn't have to pay anything except for miscellaneous. And made me stay because I wanted to help my family. I wanted to help my family. It's one of the reasons why I stayed. I don't want them. I mean, honestly, if I was given an opportunity to quit in the little theater, I could have. I would have done that. I would have done that like a long time ago. In Hiligay nun, the feeling na makapoy, bala? It's
Yeah.
very makapoy, very tiring, very stressful. The work is piling up and you have to balance academics at the same time. So it's
It
not
is.
an easy thing. But what inspired me to stay was my family. And also what inspired me to stay was my batchmates. Like my batchmates are good in all fields. Like literally. They're good in production management. I mean, aside from acting, no? They're good in production
Yeah.
management. They're good in stage management. They're good in lighting. They're good in sound engineering, composing, graphic design, production design, everything. Like the elements of what makes a theater, not just the acting, not just the actors, but the people behind theater itself. they're all good at it. And I gotta admit, I may be lacking in some aspects in there. And to be given this kind of project, the recent one we had, no, I was given the responsibility to be the project lead.
Mhm.
And it's a big thing for me because I wanted to achieve the same things my batchmates achieved. I wanted to walk on the same path as them. I can't be lagging all the time. I can't be behind. I don't want to be pessimistic. I don't want to say na hindi ko kaya. Hindi ko kaya. Hindi ko na kaya mubra nila. I'm gonna withdraw. Nah, man, I'm gonna quit. I mean, I could have given up. Pero wala eh. I still went on for financial reasons,
Mhm.
for my, you know, maybe you could call it personal reasons for my batchmates. And for myself,
Yeah.
I stayed because for myself, I wanted to improve myself. Because back then I was heavily bullied a lot. Like literally. I was heavily bullied a lot. And I'm proving to them now if they're watching me now, all the people that bullied me, that I've improved. I'm a better person now than before. So yes, that's how
Wow.
I keep myself inspired for myself, for my family, and for my friends.
That's really amazing when to hear such stories like this because it really inspires like other people even like as the same situation as you or in similar situations
Because I know
where
that there
yeah.
are because I know that there are a lot of people like me.
Mhm.
There are a lot of people like me. And I want them to, sometimes acknowledge their insecurities as well.
Yeah.
I like to acknowledge my insecurities because if I don't, I'll slowly be destroying myself. I'm just going to be living a lie and telling
Exactly.
myself that I'm okay, but I'm actually not. And I think that acknowledging your own feelings, your own insecurities, your own fears, that makes you a better version of yourself eventually.
Mm. How did LT help you with this situation? Like the like, past that you had and how LT make you into this person today.
I mean, the little theater doesn't know my past entirely, all right? But uh, the LT helped me in a lot of ways, from gaining confidence. We have this saying in the little theater na follow your feet, not your fear. It's a
Mm,
principle in improvisational acting kasi when you do an improv, there are no mistakes, only happy accidents. Sometimes you just gotta jump into the
mm.
fray to see the beauty of life itself.
Wh-
So
what was the
yeah, so
quote
that's
again? What was the quote again?
uh,
I kind of like
fo-
that.
follow your feet, not your fear. There are no mistakes, only happy accidents.
Happy accidents. Wow.
I got that. We got that quote from Gabe Mercado. Gabe Mercado was one of our instructors in improvisational acting. We had a workshop with him
Mm,
4 years ago, and then the recent one we had was a year ago or two. So yeah, we learned improvisational acting under him, and Gabe Mercado was a member of the Second City, and Second City was known for shows like Saturday Night Live, SNL.
really?
Yeah,
Like the American SNL. He
yes,
goes.
yes, the American SNL.
Wow.
He studied acting kasi in the US.
Wow. That's wow. It
So yeah,
really must be a starstruck for you guys, especially. 'Cause SNL is like a big, like well-known series. You know.
Yeah,
And it's
and I
like,
know
wow.
SNL is known for their comedy sketches, and comedy
Mhm.
sketches sometimes involve a lot of improvisational acting. If you can see how the actors in SNL are very precise, or they may sometimes make mistakes, no, but it's not really obvious because that's the beauty of improv. Because if you make mistakes, make them
Yeah.
beautifully, make them beautifully.
Mhm. And
Or
especially
you
improv, it's
pull a
like
smart
really
one.
hard, right?
Yeah.
You were saying, Eamon?
Oh, like I was
What was that
saying,
again?
like again, like thinking on your feet will always save your life in sticky situations. So yeah, I would completely agree with that.
I mean, you can actually apply improv in your daily life, diba? I mean,
It is true. Yeah,
Yeah, like
you
again,
could see
sticky
that.
situations are much more common than you think.
exactly, exactly. There are a lot of situations where you had to improvise, like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? Okay, okay,
Mhm.
I have a plan, but you don't have, you actually don't have a plan, but it makes you look like you have a plan.
I would say that confidence is the key to improv.
yes, basically not just in improv, but acting in general in theater.
Mhm.
You can also apply. Oh, yeah.
Go ahead, Ross.
Go on, Ross, go on.
It could also apply to no. It heavily applies to music, dude. Like, I swear, for example, if you're going to watch a live show, yeah, like for example a blues show or a jazz show, every performance is improv, straight up improv, everything, like that. Especially jazz, because jazz, the what most jazz musicians do is make the wrong notes, but when they're making the wrong notes, it's actually in the context it sounds really good. So yeah, like even for example, even me, when I do solos and stuff, everything is improv. I just make sure that what I'm playing sounds really good to hear. I think yeah. I mean, like for example, like Renz, he has to be confident. For me, I also have to be like I also have to be mindful when it comes to that, because um, I don't know, if we're going to do a jam, and then one person will say, "Hey, why don't you do a solo?" And then you have to do a solo on the spot. It's almost also like rapping, because like when you're rapping and stuff, there's so many things that you can say.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes, so that's how you apply improv in your day-to-day life. It's not just in acting, but it can be in other aspects as well, especially in the arts like music.
Hmm.
Yes, that's improv, bro.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
Like
oh.
the one thing that again, improv is like really hard, and really like you have to think on your feet and stuff. Confidence and how you
Exactly.
how you gonna perform it is how you could say to people like, hey, this isn't this is how I'm going to do it, and this product that I'm gonna make will be a good thing. It will not make me feel like I'm looking like a fool, or it will not make me feel like, hey, I will not regret this. I will not like think about this in like 5 years down the road and say, hey, why did you do that?
Yes, exactly. I mean, in improv, you don't have to really think about things; just do it.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
And
basically improv.
and really like you could actually apply that in real life, like you said, like the term YOLO,
Exactly. You only live
right?
once, but you have to be
You
mindful. You have to be mindful of the consequences that come after.
Mm, true. And and with that you could really think about like how your steps to plan out in the future. Like you have to think through on the things that you would do in the process, and
Mhm.
not really make you and the other people be hurt if that. the consequences, you would say.
Yeah. I mean, in improv, I mean, not all aspects in improv are applicable in real life, no? Like, I mean, it's true that there are no mistakes, only happy accidents in improv. But if you put that in the context of real life, that's a different story. Sometimes things happen for a reason, sometimes they don't. They just
Mm.
happen. Right.
And really, like, the one thing that I learned from like doing YOLO, the term YOLO, it's really it's really like this podcast, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, you have this one shot. You have this this
Mm-hmm.
medium of something that you could create. And there's a chance that it might go down, it might flop, and there's a chance that it will like, oh, Joe Rogan level. And that and people would say like, hey, that's a what podcast are you gonna do? You should do like this. Oh, you should do like that. Those comments and like suggestions like contradicts with your idea of having this vision that you have. And I would say to them like, dude, I'm gonna YOLO it. See what happens. Like, see what happens to this podcast, and like, don't really care on how other people look at it, and, and criticize you, and like be affected with all those criticization and stuff, and like just do your own thing. If you're
And I
happy
gotta,
with
I
what
gotta
you
say,
do,
that, I gotta say that this
yeah.
podcast is really going into a good direction, and I'm really happy that you're actually embracing the beauty of conversations. That's how I see
Mhm.
podcasts. In podcasts, it's just people talking, but that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of conversations. People connecting, people building this relationships, a form of camaraderie and stuff like that.
Mhm. It is. I
Yeah,
would
that's why.
agree with
And
you.
this is like the first time I've actually joined a podcast, and I'm quite, what do you call this? Scared, I guess, because I don't know how to act in the podcast. It's like, okay, what do I
uh,
do? What do I need to be? Do I need to like compose myself? I actually
uh-huh.
before I joined the podcast, all right, before I joined the podcast, I
Yeah.
brushed my teeth, I washed my face, I
Wow.
Yes, that's called grooming, all right? I put a little bit of cologne in myself. I added a little bit of powder on myself, and I wore my
Oh
anti-UV
wow.
glasses just to face the screen and everything. I fixed my hair just to, prepare myself. But actually that works, when
Mhm.
especially when you're preparing yourself, it's quite common in the theater. Like
Yeah.
in every little thing we do, preparation is key.
Mm.
That's like
Preparation.
a value that I learned from the little theater, from theater in general. Preparation is key.
And how would you say that preparation is key for life?
I
Would you
mean,
apply preparation?
like preparation is key because I mean, if you carelessly jump into something that you don't know, there there are a lot of consequences that come after, diba? So that's why
Mhm.
preparation is really needed in all aspects. Like I learned this lesson when we were meeting with LT. Okay, we were meeting with LT, and I
Mhm.
was the project lead of Snow. And my sir and my director, Sir Eric, asked me to uh to share the synopsis to all of us. Of course, I didn't prepare, right? I mean, I know the synopsis, but
Yeah.
I couldn't construct it in a way that is, meeting worthy, not just a conversation. So I lack preparation, and my
Mm.
and my director was like, "You shouldn't talk like that, Renz. That's not how you.
Oh.
That's not how you talk. That's not how you share a synopsis. If it were
Yeah.
other people like critiques, do you think they would be happy? And that's where I went silent. And that's how I learned that preparation is key. Because
So you,
consequences come
mhm.
after if you don't prepare yourself.
And it's really true. Like especially when it comes to music, and I would say from my experience, like I because I joined like 2 years of Battle of the Bands, and I
Mm,
would admit that I was not really that prepared because those academic, like, how would you say, events in our school, like University of San Agustin has events with schoolwork. So you have to really juggle with that. You have to, like, hey, this time you have to practice and this time you have to study. And when the day that the Battle of the Bands came, I knew my parts and
mm.
I knew it very well, but some of, like, the stress and the mental preparation with that really gave me, like, oh no, while playing, like, oh no, I can't do this.
Was that
It lingers back, like the mental preparation that you had was not enough versus the preparation that you had, like, with the instrument. So
Exactly. And
in
that
the
alone is a testament. That alone is a testament that everybody should prepare in all aspects of life. Diba?
uh-huh, yes,
Because if you
it
don't
is,
prepare, there are a lot of things that come after it. Be it good or
right.
bad. Mostly bad. But mostly bad. That's why you have
was
to
that
prepare.
Mm-hmm. What was
JM,
that, Russ?
was that where you were bandmates with Jobert, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I think that
Oh,
the last one was
so
really, like, awkward with that because there was part that I was the lead guitarist and it
oh yeah.
changed to the rhythm guitarist. So it really jumped on which roles I would handle. And it got confusing, especially when the instruments that you played were way different from the way you practice. So that's why it was
Oh,
like, oh no, I can't do this because it sounds different and it plays different. So that's why the struggles with the preparation, struggles for, like, mental preparation also was really a big problem for me.
oh, was
And
that
that's why
when? Oh,
it flopped.
oh, was that when Ellie won, right? When the band of Isabel,
Oh
Ellie,
yeah, yeah,
Rollins,
yeah.
the dream team, the dream team.
The dream team.
Yeah, those that was actually yeah. I could actually notice or remember because I was also there watching. I think Eamon was
Yeah.
there. I think Eamon was there with me as well. Right, Eamon? We were there, right?
I am not sure with that. But
I still
we've
remember.
been. Hmm.
I still remember. Like I asked you like, hey, wanna watch the Battle of the Bands? And you were like, yeah,
Oh yeah,
sure,
yeah. Yeah, okay, I think I remember.
yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah, I mean like I honestly I noticed like I noticed something that was there was something off
It was off,
with
yeah.
with your performance. I still remembered some of the songs. The bat was I want to break free, right? I
Yeah, I
want to
want to
break.
break free was really bad,
Oh
man.
yeah, yeah. That was like oh
The
dear.
cringe.
Not really, but I've seen a lot of bad performances, but it wasn't really. I mean, at least you tried your best.
Yeah, I tried. Mhm.
That's what
That
really
was the good
matters.
part. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
yeah, go ahead.
And at least you know you had to you got to experience the thrill of performing for in front of people. So
Yeah.
like
It
maybe like next time when you're going to join a band again and then you're going to perform, you won't have that the same, you won't have that same stage fright or that, you know what I mean, right?
yeah. To tell you the
Mhm.
truth, the first part of the performance of the first few songs, I was like really hyped up. Like, yeah, these things are like this. It sounds good in the rehearsals, sounds good in the actual performance. But when it changed the roles, especially the rhythm role and the lead role, is way different, right? When it comes
Yeah.
to electric guitars, and
Hmm.
when it came to the lead role for "I Want to Break Free," there's the part when it gave the solo part, like dun, 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 right?
Yeah, the band.
Remember that part? It's supposed to be a lead guitar, right? But
Yeah,
my
of course.
but the way that it sounded for my part was the rhythm part. So it didn't really had the reverb and the effects needed for
Distortion.
that, yeah, for that part, for the lead version part. And that's why it really sounded like a acoustic guitar playing, trying to imitate a electric guitar. and,
Or
it,
like it
and I saw the faces of people, like even the judges, like, oh no, this guy played the wrong part, I think. And their
more
heads were
like
like, no.
more like it's well, what you did was basically play in a you were playing in the clean. There was no distortion. I know that that solo had chorus,
Yeah.
had some flanger on it, and had some delay, had some reverb, and of
Mm,
course had the distortion. But yeah, but well, yeah, I mean it's all part of of the thrill and the experience, right?
it was. And I tried to do improv as well. And I was
So
like jumping up and down, like,
how was
those
it?
rock poses.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah,
I
yeah.
did that part. Like, no, 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 no.
So you're actually trying
Man.
to. So you actually tried to improv.
Yeah, I tried to, but it didn't sound good.
I mean, you can always try and try again. I mean,
Yeah.
look. I mean, for example, look at Renz. He's now. It's now easy for him to do improv. He can fake an identity or something. Am I right,
Oh
Renz?
man.
uh,
Yeah,
well,
he can.
maybe, maybe not. I don't know.
'Cause I've seen Ren's performances a few times, especially when it comes to the university event where the films are being played. Like,
Yeah.
you guys were like, that should be in a feature film or something, you know?
I mean, yeah, like Renz has attention to detail. I have to admit that. He has good
Yeah.
attention to detail.
Oh man! Wow, is that the compliment? Wow.
Oh,
For
oh,
me,
you want me to do worse? You want me to do worse?
out of all the performances, from what I've seen from Renz's performances, I think for my favorite was the woke one. That was your portrayal as like that abusive father. That was real. That felt real.
Oh.
I
Yeah,
We
think
should have
I have a
replay.
tendency to being typecast in our in our theater. I have a tendency to be typecast. I'm sometimes either the drunk abusive dad or husband, or I'm the asshole boyfriend, something like that. Yeah, mostly
oh
bad guys, right? Mostly bad guys. I'm being typecast. It's mostly bad guys. Even the recent one, Snow, I was cast as Ted. I was a cheating husband. I was literally a cheating husband, and
Again with the role.
a lot of people, especially my friends, are telling me, Renz, kailinit, ginusi mo, I hate you, I hate your character. And then I told them, if I made you hate my character, I think I did a pretty good job. If I made you
Especially when
hate,
they say that.
if I made you hate me. So yeah,
Oh, I like the one play that you did. Which one? The one
Oh,
with
which
Joe am I doing? The
ah
one with
was it
like
ano? Was it Passion
scary
Fruit?
one.
Uh,
No, no, no.
the scary one. It wasn't a play. It was a
What
film.
was that called? Yeah.
Augustinian
Augustinian
Wells.
Files?
Augustinian Wells. Oh my god! I
Yes,
remember it
that
again.
one.
Oh
The greatest film of human
Yes,
history.
no!
yes,
It was Ross's and Lance's acting debut. Like
yes.
literally. Yes.
Dude.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
They were good
Remember
supporting
the seesaw?
actors.
Uh,
Remember the seesaw?
Oh no!
man.
There was
Does Joanne have a copy on YouTube?
Whoopity scoop.
Oh, I want to replay that. I want to rewatch that.
remember that part in the film, success.
Yes, yes. I don't know why we did that. I don't know why we did that. But for some reason it worked.
The research though, what was that? The peeing? How many times you what?
I'm sorry,
What
ano
was
ba,
that?
bro?
The opening scene though.
Ah, yeah.
The one in the toilet?
Yeah, the one in the toilet.
Oh, the
Toilet.
Iconic.
Yes.
Iconic.
Iconic.
Yes, that one gave me the creeps. Oh my
Yes.
goodness.
Oh yes.
How about the one in where
After
we? How about the one where we synchronize, like looking up to the camera?
Oh, that one gave me the creeps
That
too.
was
Oh my
cool.
goodness.
I mean, most of our audience don't understand what we're talking here, but okay.
No, remember the one?
No,
The one where
it's a bad thing if they do.
Well,
but
Oh
here.
my goodness.
But here's the thing, JM. Renz also comes up with random skits that he comes up from his mind. And the one that Eamon
Really?
mentioned, the T-pose, well, I don't understand. I don't understand. But
John Ross not here. John Ross.
No. Hmm.
This is a family friendly podcast, all right? This is a family friendly podcast. We're not
But
here to
let me-
talk about ironic, deep philosophical stuff. All right?
but it's great. What you did there is an example of improv. What you ask us to do. But I'm not gonna go on to the details. But let me just say that the ending.
You know what?
Oh
You know what?
goodness,
Both
you
of you,
should send me
both of you bring the
the
worst
link.
in me. Both of you bring the worst in me.
Scorsese,
Yes.
Spielberg, Tarantino.
Christopher Nolan.
Ladies and
Winner
gentlemen,
of
that's what happens when you're with your closest friends. Insanity just ensues.
Yeah.
Sundance Film Festival, #1 Oscar nominee. And
Yes.
there was this
Cannes Film Festival. Yes.
there was this one film that Renz. I will not go into detail again, but there's this
Yeah.
one film in where let's just say that Renz asked me to hold hands with Eamon.
Okay. I'm done.
I have a question. Like again, what came to our goddamn heads when we agreed to that scene?
Oh, but the question is, why did you say yes?
Why did we say it?
That is the question, young man. Why did you say yes? You had every opportunity to say no, but for some reason you said, yeah, sure, let's do it.
You were the
Oh my
ones who was enjoying it the most. You were the one who was laughing so hard and that ending.
Exactly. You know why I'm laughing so hard? Because both of you bring the worst out of me. In a good way.
In a good
Hey,
way.
in all honest. Hey, remember your birthday?
Oh, We're bringing back memories,
The
boys.
oceans rise and there's
Oh my goodness.
Oh no! Oh no! No! Oh my gosh!
Oh, let me bring it back. Let me bring it back.
Wait, one more. Wait,
yeah,
let's do.
we were straying off far from the topic.
Yes.
Like, go on, JM.
All
Wait
right,
lang.
all right, all right.
Wait lang. It kind of relates though because what Renz was doing was just out of out of what was that?
Improv.
Improv. Yeah.
Mhm.
So you're
Yeah.
saying I'm doing improv because I'm stupid?
No, at least it's creative.
Oh my goodness.
But anyways,
All
yeah.
right.
Back to you, JM. Back to you, JM.
Everybody calm down.
Everybody, calm down. Calm down. Calm down.
Oh, I'm calm.
And then
And in all honesty, with all the creative like thoughts and creative imagination that you guys had,
Wow,
why-
creative. That's
why-
what you call creative. Okay. Okay. All right.
It's
Okay.
creative.
I admit it's creative, but sometimes I question myself why I'm doing it.
It's creative in a different genre.
Oh well, I
Regret
just want to see
happens after
them.
we did it.
I just want to see both of these guys, putting up with all my stupid stuff. Right, guys? Right?
I mean, you tend to be the initiator of all of this stuff.
Well, I mean, I low key forced you, but still.
no, the bio you said
I'm a
it's
sociopath.
it's the bio you said it's like the stupid creative. No, it's abstract surrealism.
Oh yes, abstract surrealism. Exactly. That's the word that I'm trying to search for. Good
Mm.
job,
No,
Ross.
no amount of narcotics could make our work understandable, but to ourselves.
Yes.
Only the specific niche of people will actually get what we're trying to portray.
Exactly. Poetry at its finest.
That's why Renz does it. But Renz does it by Renz. You know?
But yeah, I mean, going back to you, bro. We're straying far from the topic already.
All right.
I gotta apologize because whenever I'm with these guys, it's just that things get a little bit weird, crazy, deep. I don't know what's the term, but yeah, close to those
Harambe.
terms. Shut up.
Ben and Ben Lance. Ben and
Oh
Ben
my
Lance.
goodness.
Ben.
Anyways,
Yeah.
anyways, since you had like this pulsi
Mhm.
course,
Mm-hmm.
and you have this healthy, I would say, job.
Yeah, no,
work?
it's. I'm technically a scholar. I'm a performing arts scholar in the University of San Agustin. But it's kind of like long, no? I'll just say Sanag na lang for
Tanag na lang, yeah.
yeah, Sanag na lang. Yeah, so I'm a performing arts scholar in Sanag
Mm. And why arts though? Why the arts?
because it's the thing that I'm basically good at because like dude I'm seriously dumb at math or anything that is related to math or science. I'm more on the arts, literature, history, social sciences, politics kind of guy. Basically liberal arts. So that's like my fourth or forte. I don't know how you pronounce that. I recall our teacher saying that the correct pronunciation was fort. It was Mam Will, I believe. She was our teacher in. So din sa kanya teacher natin, bro. Contemporary, no? Temporary art.
Ma'am Will.
Oh, si Ma'am Will. Yeah. So yeah, basically, yeah. Fort or forte. Yeah, that's basically.
Mm. And I really do question that because it's like it's a way different like spectrum of like I would say culture. Like you have this law type of
Mhm.
like structured type of culture, and you have this other side of the arts where it's like freedom. You
Mm.
can basically have this creativity without bounds, and
Well,
it
you
really.
can actually bridge the two things, no, arts
Mhm,
and politics, because sometimes in art and in theater in general, you can be political as well. Like
mm,
art is a platform for voicing out your sentiments, for example, against the government, against
mhm,
politicians, right? And there are a
yeah.
lot of plays, a lot of literary pieces that connect politics and art, no?
Mhm.
Like for example,
Yeah,
our
it does.
play, woke is actually a critique on a society where drug killings are enabled, like people being killed and framed for drugs or whatever, something that is related to. I don't want to mention his name, maybe because he will assassinate me. No, but I will just call him V30. Yeah, just
Okay.
call the guy
Yeah.
V30, and that's actually the name of the drug in our play. V30 is actually inspired by yeah, the dog. I
The
hope
big man.
I hope there's no DDS here, no? No
No, I
offense.
hope not.
But anyways, yeah.
Mm,
So going back, yeah, you can actually bridge the two things. Sometimes you can be artistic in politics, and sometimes you can be political in theater or in the arts. It's just a matter of connecting them, because you what do you call this? It's not a vacuum kasi. The art world is not a vacuum. There are a lot of ideas there. Sometimes,
mm,
yeah, in art you can be a bit mathematical, you can be a bit scientific, no, the process and
yeah.
everything. And sometimes you got to be political as well. You have to be sensitive to the current issues that we have at the moment. And with the current
Mm,
issues that we have, you can create a literary piece or a play out of it, as as a platform for to voice out, to voice out,
mhm.
to have a sense that you are, speaking what you actually feel against the government or against society. So yeah.
Mm. Yeah, I could see that. Like arts without yeah, arts without bounds, and arts as a whole can encompass everything. And
Exactly.
and were there mistakes that you have made, like you have made during those times of like creating the art that you had, and how could you have like avoided it?
Well, usually the mistakes that we do is not being sensitive to other people. Like for example, uh, when we created Snow, the recent film that we had. I mean, in the
Yeah.
original play, it's set in Poland in the 1900s. Set in Poland in the 1900s, and
Mhm.
we were trying to be sensitive to the times. We were trying to be sensitive of what happened. And we were trying to study the terms that we're gonna use. Like for example, there was this one scene. There was this one scene that we mentioned about dialectical materialism, and dialectical materialism is closely tied to Marxism or communism. Daan.
Yeah.
So, and we had to do a research that okay, was Poland under communist rule? Okay, we're cool. Okay, we're cool. So yeah, that's why we have to be sensitive to culture. We have to be sensitive to other people. We have to be sensitive about history, because if we fail to be sensitive, then we're just going to be called hacks. We're just bastardizing the script to our own gain.
Yeah.
So yes.
Wow. It really gives you the responsibility of like having this original play, transforming it into something that the modern generation would understand.
Yes, exactly. Because originally the Snow was set in 1900s Poland. In the original play, it's a story about four characters: Bronka, Willie, Arthur, and Ava. They're all
Mm.
Polish. It's set in the 1900s Poland, and these characters are trapped in a house while a raging snowstorm is happening outside. And while these characters are trapped in the snowstorm, uh, there's this some sort of intertwining stories, intertwining relationships are happening, and the past is slowly unraveled. So that's the original synopsis of Snow. But our Snow, S slash Now, we literally just we literally just modernized the whole thing. Well, there's a little bit of creative liberties here and there, no? Because first and foremost, we don't have snow here in the Philippines. Obviously, it's a tropical country. There's no snow here, and that's the challenge when we were creating the film. Because how can we represent snow if there is no snow here in the first place, diba? And we had
right there.
and we had a good idea. Sir Eric had a good idea. He chatted me, and then he was like, "Hey, Renz, what if snow is the pandemic?" And from there, we created the script. Because in the original play, snow had a lot of symbolism. Snow is like an external force, something that is inevitable, that can't be controlled by man. And because of this external force, a plethora of fears and struggles unravel because of snow. And snow can be a symbol of death, no? Like, cold death. But sometimes snow can be a symbol of rebirth, because what comes after snow? What comes after winter? Diba, spring?
Yeah.
Yeah. And snow can sometimes be a symbol as, some sort of a scapegoat, no? Like, there was this quote from the original play na, snow, pure white snow, has covered all the memories and all the pain and all the struggles. But if the snow should melt, it would be fatal. And that right there has a heavy symbolism in it. Because the original author, the original playwright of Snow, Stanisław Szybiszewski, I really had a hard time trying to pronounce his name at first. Because I really had a hard time. And we were trying to get that right because the Polish embassy was watching us. We don't want to, pronounce a Polish name. We don't want that. That would be disrespectful to them. So we had to study it. We had to do some research in it. So yeah, the original author was Stanisław Szybiszewski, and he was known for the symbolist movement in literature. So when you say the symbolist movement, it's there's a lot of heavy references on symbolism in all their artworks, be it theater, plays, literature, art, music. So yeah, so Stanisław was a pioneer in the symbolist movement, and we had to carry on his legacy of symbolism into the current adaptation that we had without bastardizing the whole script. And I think we did a good job of not bastardizing it. Of course, there were some creative liberties, no? But at the end of the day, we made sure that it's still the same essence. It's still the same snig or schnig. I don't know how you pronounce that. Schnig from 1903. And we made sure that we don't want to ruin the legacy of Stanisław by making Snow into something that is relevant today. Because I believe we got his message. Snow as an external force that with it comes a plethora of fears and struggles. And I think that mirrors the current pandemic we have at the moment. We are all trapped here at home, at the safety and comfort of our homes. And because of that, we realize our limitations. Now, despite there's this new normal and here we are, trapped here in our homes, and a lot of things that are happening. But because of that, people are still staying together, kahit papano. Like this platform, Discord. A lot of people are using Discord now because it's like one of their only ways to connect with other people. Because there is a quote unquote snow that is raging outside, and that is the pandemic. So that's how I anchored. That's how I connected the original Snow and the Snow film that we had recently.
That's really creative. I never thought those kind of adaptations and changes that you guys made.
It takes a lot of research. Like seriously, bro. If you create a play, if you create something, you create a material, be it music, be it literary pieces, be it anything, drawing, painting. You need to do a lot of research because it's basically the anchor. It's basically the framework of everything. If you can't get that right, you're screwed. That's how we created Snow. And in general, that's how we create our plays. Passion Fruit Shake, Woke, Bayani Rizal, Basura Busters. Oh, I can
Oh my
I
God.
can name a lot of our LP plays. Like seriously, that involve a lot of research. So
Wow.
yeah, research is
And
key.
preparation.
Preparation is
That's
key.
what they call preparation. And
Exactly.
and from those like plays that you like directed or played in, what what was the most important value that you had from one of those plays that you would like keep with you throughout your life?
I never actually directed the play before, but I was, I've been a stage manager here and there. Basically, the stage manager
Yeah.
is the right hand of the director.
Mm.
So everything that goes to the director has to go through me first. In a certain production, no. But if it's the whole company, it's a different thing. So yeah, I've been stage manager and I've been a project lead. And one thing I learned is that you have to be ready. You have to be ready. Because if you're not ready, then you are basically screwed. Like seriously. Oh my god, I'm remembering all the projects that I led while the pandemic before the pandemic hit, no?
Yeah.
Music Fest in San Agustin, Play Fest, the numerous productions that we had. And that's a really big responsibility.
It is.
It really is
Yeah.
a big responsibility, and you have to be ready. And at the same time, you also have to be ready to accept criticism. You also have to be ready to accept constructive criticism and a lot of shouting because that's part of life. If you are weak-willed, then theater is not for you. And I'm saying this realistically, no?
Yeah.
If you are not ready for people to criticize you, then I think you're not cut out for the job because it's not every day that you are getting a pat on your back.
That's
Diba?
true. That's true.
Diba? It's not every day that you're getting a pat on your back. You cannot expect everyone to say, hey, you did a good job. Hey, man, that's cool. No, in real life, it's
No.
different. It also applies in the workplace as well. Not just in theater, but also in the workplace. If your boss tells you that you're not good, accept it and do better. Don't quit. Don't stop
Yeah.
there. Don't stop there. Just because one person says that you're not good enough doesn't mean there's no room for improvement, diba?
True. That's very true.
Yeah, and that's
As
what I learned in LT kasi.
Yeah.
Because LT for me is basically life na because I've been there for 5 years now and I've learned a lot of things.
that's very long.
Yeah, and I've learned a lot of things. And the things that I've learned in the theater, I can actually apply them basically in real life, in the workplace in general, in everything that I do. And one thing that I learned, Didya, is number one, be prepared. And number two, be responsible. Be responsible.
Mm.
Be a good magulang. That's what my director would always say. Be a good magulang to your manghods. Be a good senpai to your kohais. Exactly. I mean, yeah, a lot of maybe some of you were saying, "Oh, yeah, I'm a weak," but I'm actually, speaking truth here. Be a good senpai to your kohais because people look up to you, and when people look up to you, you have a responsibility to carry. You have a responsibility to carry, and you have to be ready for that. Diba? Because that's the
Yeah.
essence of being a leader. It's the essence of
Mm.
being a leader. In the theater, you're not just being trained as an actor. You're trained as a stage manager. You are trained
Yeah.
as a production manager. You're trained in all things related to theater. And most importantly, you're not only trained as an artist, but you're trained as a leader.
Mm.
You're trained as a leader. That's
Especially for
one value.
productions.
Exactly. And especially in productions. Because the work that you do in productions, all those tiring tasks, all the stress and all the pain, it's not only in the theater you can actually experience that, even in work.
Yeah.
And like I said,
Mm.
it's not every day you can get a pat on your back. You have to be ready to face criticism, whether you like it or not. Because the real world hates pessimists. The real world
Of course.
hates pessimists. Ako, for one, at first, I wasn't really comfortable with it. I wasn't really
Yeah.
prepared. I was really scared. I had a tendency to chicken out. The more I stay in LT, it made me realize that this is real life. This is it. We're about to graduate now. We're
Mhm.
about to graduate now. We're about to face the adult world. And if magbinunjing kita, I'm sorry for the term ha, pero I'm speaking truth here. If
It's okay.
if magbinunjing kita, wala ginaya may matabo. We have to grow up. We have to accept responsibility. And we also have to be ready for that responsibility.
It's true. It's true because the world sees everything negatively. Doesn't see it in a way that all that is good. Because you look at it, especially for the media, nobody would shoot a news cover that is like all good. There has to be something negative in order to have talks about it, to have discussions about it, on why
Mm.
these like negative aspects of our society is being focused on. Because one thing that I would say that people focus on the negative stuff is that you don't you don't see it. You sometimes overlook the problems that you have, and you need those people. eh, You need those people in order to see that the problems that you lack are there, so that you could improve in the future. And you would say like, for example, this podcast, like that podcast is boring. That podcast was really awkward. And I would say to myself like, yeah, it was. It was awkward. It
You
was
have to
like
be ready,
boring.
bro, to face
Mhm.
reality because a lot of people you cannot actually impress people. You cannot impress
Yeah,
people all the
that's
time.
very true.
You cannot cater to their likes. If people will say that you are boring, you have to accept that and prove them
Yes.
wrong. You have to improve yourself.
And it's especially true for like music too, right? Ross. Like when it comes to music, it's like a hit or miss for people. Like this genre wouldn't work for that kind of people,
Yeah.
or this genre would work for people, and it's like a hit or miss, right?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if we're talking real, not everyone will succeed in the music industry because there are some people, like, like the thing is that there are musicians who like, um, how do I say this? They're oh gosh, I'm my head is scatterbrained. Um, there are musicians who do the wrong type of genre. That's the thing. Here's what I've learned throughout the years. Um, is that honestly we have to suck us musicians nowadays we really have to like listen to everything that's new, everything that's trendy, everything
Mm.
that's like in the zone, right? Very good genre. It's very complex. It's very cool. It gets your heart racing, gets your head pumping. But today's standards, no, it's not anymore the thing. It was a thing back in the 90s, in the 70s, or in the 80s. But no, it's not anymore a thing. And honestly, because there have been a lot of people saying that rap is the new rock and roll, and I really
Mm.
agree, and I wholeheartedly agree on that because look at the rappers right now. They're selling out shows. They have mosh pits bigger than metal shows, which is crazy. I saw a live performance of a rapper called Playboy Cardi, and his genre of music. I know he raps, but the way he raps, it's like the yeah, yeah, like that. The insert the yeah, smoke, yeah, like something like that. When he performed that, there was a gigantic crater in the middle, in like on the crowd. There was like a crater. Everybody made a gigantic circle, and once the beat dropped, everybody was jumping. And I'm like, wow,
Wow.
like metal music done that, but now look at what rap music is doing to to the crowd right now. They're moshing. They're and remember the rock star lifestyle, drugs, sex, rock and roll. It
Yeah.
it's the rappers, right? It's the mainstream rappers right now. I mean, not no offense, but look what happened to Juice World. Look what happened to XXX Tentacion. They
Mm.
they tragically died because they've he
Overdosing and
no
like,
no 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 yeah, Juice World overdose, but XXX and Tentacion had a lot of enemies.
mm,
Yeah, but, as I was saying, the thing is that most most musicians nowadays don't can't really make it because they it's unfortunate, but we really have to do with the trends and stuff. You could make your own music, but you have to make sure that it sounds actually unique, because I've noticed that there are so many people trying to copy the same sound, the same style, the same. And honestly, I'm a part of it, but I'm trying not to make my sound generic or something. I know there are a lot of there. I know some of my musician friends are telling me like, "Oh, Ross, you're only using this type of thing. Why don't you try this? It's kind of boring.
mm,
It's kind of boring. Your solos kind of whack. And I'm like,
yeah.
and when back then I would have been like, wow, I'm offended, but in reality, like, oh yeah, they are kind of right. I mean, they are right, and
Mm,
and because of that, I've learned to I've learned to grow and
accept
evolve
it.
and
Yeah.
accept, and like, oh, wow, okay, I kind of do need some improvement in this path.
Mm,
So what I do is, and then, yeah, and I've heard, like, my gosh, dude, like, I swear I have fans, which is, I have quote unquote fans now, and it's and it like, it boggles my mind, that I've one of my friends, I won't mention her, but she used to have a crush on me. I'm like, wow, really?
do I
Yeah.
know this person?
You don't know. I can't really, but let me tell you, she also participated during the Battle of the Bands,
Oh.
but not in your, not in
Wait,
your,
do I
not.
know this person?
Uh.
No, no, you don't know this person. Yeah, you
Oh,
you don't
Iman?
know.
oh, okay.
Iman, do you know this person?
He's probably somewhere. Iman's probably drifting away.
Iman is
Anyways.
probably doing some Arab stuff.
Yeah, but
Really?
yeah. Oh, oh, you're
I
here.
was letting you guys talk, and then when you reach towards me, I let it roll around a bit further.
Because that's how it should be. That's how it should be. Right,
Oh
Ross?
my god.
Yeah. I'm,
See
Exactly.
what I
I'm
mean when I say I barely do anything and you guys just end up being bad?
Hey, who you're calling bad? I'm supporting you all the way. I love you.
yeah.
Like a master whips the back of his slaves to work faster.
It could
We
be like that
support
if you
you.
want it to be, but okay.
My.
But anyways, yeah. There's this girl. One of my friends who I'm actually good friends. I'm really kind of close with. Had a crush on me, and then she asked me, like, and I asked her why, and then she told me that, I've seen you evolve. I've seen you literally change up your style, up the way. I remember she remembers the time in where my covers back then, I just used, I only used my camera. I didn't show my face. I just put it in the
Yeah.
guitar, and then I'm just playing it, and then I don't really edit that much, and then fast forward to this pandemic, and now I have like three ring lights in my room. I have
Hey.
I have three ring lights in my room. I have I have a USB condenser mic. I have a audio interface, and then I have Audacity, and everything, and just because of that, because of me improving throughout all the times I've improving my skills, improving what I do. There have been many results. I've never thought that there would be people like I didn't know that one of my do you know Julius, right?
Yeah,
Julius or
a good
Rich
guitar
Julius
player.
Rich yeah, Julius Richmond. He's Both of them are incredibly talented musicians on their own right.
Incredibly.
They're insane. They even taught me some stuff, but I never thought that because back then I didn't really know those jazzy chords. But then Julius and Richmond taught me how to do the jazzy chords, and then how to do the acoustic percussion. And
Mhm.
I can't believe that they also look up to me, which also, I'm like, oh wow, that's kind of amazing, an amazing feeling that that what do you call this? That I feel, and I mean,
Mhm.
like for example, if somebody with of the say like of a higher caliber praises you for doing something, that's pretty big. I mean, it also goes like for
It's
example,
really
Renz. If
amazing.
Yeah, I mean, for example, like Renz, if some not a famous actor or a famous theater director acknowledges
Yeah,
him, like, yeah, your performance is good, then of course there's
top
like
notch.
an amazing feeling, like you feel the power, you feel the joy, the surge, and then the fact that you prove all the people that you like, like the ones who
All those
criticize you, and you
bullies
prove
and
them
stuff.
wrong,
Mhm.
then now they're the ones who's applauding you. Then that's the greatest feeling ever.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Speak it, man. Preach it. Preach it.
hmm
It's really
I,
true. That's really true.
I mean,
Hasn't been
okay, there
achieved
was
unless you teabag the enemy.
absolutely. But let me tell you, back in like IHAS, back when I was like in the junior high, when I was still starting on the guitar,
Yeah.
oh my goodness, dude, there were so many people who were making fun of me.
Really.
My Yeah, it's hard to believe at this point of my of my career of me being a musician. But yeah, it's really, I never there were so many people saying, oh wow, you're playing it wrong, oh wow, your guitar is
Mhm.
out of tune, oh wow, everything like that. There were even instances in where people would grab my guitar, because back then I was also just like Renz, I was heavily bullied back then. There were instances in where people would just grab my guitar and bang it to the wall.
No.
Yeah,
No way.
there were like people who there were a lot of very there were a lot of jerks and douches who grabbed my guitar. They purposely untuned my guitar when I'm playing. um
Oh my goodness.
uh I have my first ever guitar that I have ever like used is
Yeah.
ultra battered. It's like a veteran's guitar at this point. It's like it has experienced everything. It has been beaten. It has been detuned. It has rust now. The neck is all. There's a lot of scars. There's a lot of like of dents. Everything. My first ever guitar, and yeah, and then
And it's
I
still
look.
with you.
It's still with me, but I don't want to to throw it in the trash, because whenever I look at it, I'm reminded like how far I've come from
Wow.
having this first guitar that that only cost like 1,500, I think 2,000 pesos back in when I bought it in Robinsons, back when there was like a music store
Oh yeah, yeah,
the
yeah. I
near
think I bought
the
one of their guitars too.
yeah, the arena. That was my first guitar, was an arena. And then uh 6 years later, I'm now with an Ibanez. That's crazy.
Man, crazy.
uh, yeah, I
It's
have
a
an
really
I
good testimony, man.
yeah, I have now like, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
You're
6,
counting your
7,
guitar.
8, 9, 10. I have 11 guitars with me right now. I don't know.
Dude.
technically,
They're basically
well,
his children. They're basically his
Yes.
children now. And Ross is
technic-
being a dad to this, artificial children.
yeah. I mean, wait. Technically, I have one, two, three, four, five, six,
Oh
seven,
my goodness.
eight guitars, while the rest
Can you believe this
are
guy?
one is a bass, which I now love playing. I have two ukuleles, one and three four ukuleles actually. One's with Eamon. Eamon now is playing the ukulele because of me. And a guitar lele, a melodica, an organ, and a kalimba and a harmonica. Oh wait, I also have a kazoo.
Oh, oh my goodness. That's really a lot.
It's an
Yeah.
investment for him.
And how
What,
much did
Iman?
it cost? Like,
No,
It's
I
an
mean,
investment for you. It's an investment for you.
let me just say that my dad, who finally, who because long story short, I didn't really had a dad when I was growing up. Only like a few years ago, he decided to show up and everything. So you know, I may sound like I'm unethical or something, but even Renz knows this. He gives me money almost every month, and then I ask him, "What am I going to do with this money?" And then he said with like no joke, he said, "Go nuts."
oh my. Friends, did you say that to him?
I did.
No, I mean, no, you used to joke about you used to joke to me about that.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay. But hey, I'm not a bad person, all right? But I'm not trying to, be a bad example here.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean, remember what you said,
That's a
like
big responsibility, man.
you're laughing. You were laughing so hard when I told you.
Hey, it was supposed to be a joke, all right? You don't have to take me seriously. I'm a jokester, all right? I'm a jokester.
But it's
He's a
funny
creative
though.
genius, man.
That's the terrifying part. You don't know when he'll crack.
um,
Yeah, and yeah, even though I have all the money, even it may seem like I collect way too much guitars, but I always, for me, when I'm going to look for a guitar, I always make sure that there's a sale, because like there is no
Smart.
way there's no way I'm going to buy a guitars, like for example, the newest guitar that I have, the red one that I love now using, it was like 8,000 or 9,000 originally in the surplus
Yeah.
in the surplus store, in the Japanese store near the
Japan.
bridge, near the Esplanade. And
Yeah.
when I went there, and then it said there everything is like 50 or 40% off. I went there. I was like,
Oh my
"Hi, how much is this guitar or something?" And then the guy who was the guy who's handling the guitar stuff, the guitarist, was like, "Sir, this was originally like 8,000 or 7,000, and now the price is exactly 5K." And I'm like,
That's a good
"Oh."
deal.
And then I always make sure that the guitar is actually good. I know that there are some cheap guitars that really sound bad, but then there are a lot of cheap guitars that sound good. So
Mm.
whenever when I tried this electric guitar, I'm like, wow, this actually feels like I'm playing a Fender. And I'm like, well, this is the greatest investment. But yeah, so not
But at
not
first you didn't know, right?
the what.
Like how the guitar played or like
Oh yeah,
what was the brand. You just
yeah,
YOLO'd it, right?
every I not really. More like back then when I also had a first electric guitar, but the one that I bought, it was like only 3,000. But it's kind of bad. It's kind of bad to
Mm.
play because the neck
So you
is
know the difference.
the neck was very uncomfortable. I can't really do solos, unlike the ones that I'm doing right now on my red guitar and my Ibanez. But yeah, everything that all the skills that I've learned up to this point, everything was self-taught.
Wow.
But in the beginning, I was like, in the beginning, there was a teacher, Sir Benny. Shout out to Sir Benny. He's actually no, the lead the head of the troubadours, like the president or something, the leader of that organization in the University of San Agustin. So he was the one who actually taught me how to play some bass chords, and then
Mm.
from then on out, I learned everything. Even though there were many people who were like making fun of me, making fun of my progress. Like I didn't know how to do Sweet Child of Mine. I didn't know how to do, to do Magbalik or any of these of these riffs. And then
Yeah.
I show them now what I can do, and everybody's like, oh wow, that's cool. There's this also one instance in where I was just playing guitar in the Rada in the I forgot already the halls in Sanag. Basta I played in Sanag,
And
and then a dude noticed me. He was like, "Wow, you're good." And then I looked at him, and then I realized that he was the dude. He was one of the dudes who made fun of me for playing guitar.
oh my goodness, what a revelation!
And then now he's the one who's telling me that I'm good.
And you played in some of like some big, well-known like concerts and
Yeah,
areas,
yeah,
right?
I've played. I've opened for me, Julius Richmond, and some of my other friends. We opened for Ben and Ben back in 2018. One of the best moments of my one of the best moments of my life. As I swear,
Wow.
like dude, like playing, playing for Ben and then actually getting to meet them after the show, and then actually during that time it was like a contest. All the opening bands were aiming for a prize for a it's like a university battle of the bands. Each
Yeah.
university will go head to head. We didn't really win. I think the one who won were like in West Visayas, but we won first runner up.
And that's a good thing.
And we
Even
got to
though it's like first runner-up.
Yeah, it was amazing because this was like the first time I've ever played to a large audience, and then it escalated even more. The next year, I decided you already know Mustard, right? Mustard, the
Yeah.
band.
Mustard the
We
band. Yeah.
we we played for We opened for Kamikaze.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's really amazing. Man.
Kleiny, Lester, Marlben, Janelle, Precious. Yeah, we did. Even though we didn't win, that was also in another university thing. But we got overshadowed by the the one who won were like who looked like dads already, and they had like they had experience. The winners, they were like the vocalist looked like the typical rock star. He had full of tattoos. He had a
And the
beard.
full sleeve.
He had he had long hair. The bassist had long overflowing hair. The
Oh my.
lead the lead guitarist looks like he looks like the silent guy, but when he plays the solos, it's like he's actually like
Like Butter.
one of the songs that they played was Metallica, the Enter Sandman, and when the guitarist did the guitar solo, my goodness, he sounded like Kirk Hammett. I'm like, wow.
Wow.
And then in my mind I'm like, oh wow, we're not gonna win this. But
Even though you had that thought, you
we
still
still
played, right?
well, I still played. I don't during the performance, I was like that stage was big. I swear that was bigger than the one that happened last year, that on 2018 with the Ben and Ben. That was like almost like a stadium sized stage. And there were a lot of people there. There were people watching us from every corner. People could hear us. But I was really, I was I was nervous. But as soon as I saw, I saw the stage, I saw the people like cheering, I saw everyone. There were people who were supporting us. Some of our my friends who came to the concert with us. So
Yeah.
they saw us, they were cheering us on, and when I was playing, even though I was shaky, I was really shaky at that time. I I was I felt alive. I felt alive. It was like a crazy experience. I swear. And then, after the Viva, then it came to the Wish.
Oh
After the
yeah, the
Viva
witch.
Fest, the Viva Fest. Then after that, I straight up went to the Wish 107.5 bus and performed there. Even though the video is not being shown on YouTube, but the feeling that you have gone to that point and where like I have played in these shows, it's very amazing. Back then I thought that I would never do stuff like this, and then
Yeah.
to see myself right now doing all of this stuff, it's amazing. I guess
Uh,
Renz can agree. For example, if he like looking like if he look. I think when he looks back and and then to see himself now, am I right?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, if if my past self is looking, at my current self, it would probably be, damn. So this is me in the next 5, 6, 7 years, huh? So yeah, people improve eventually. People grow over time. They grow to overcome a lot of struggles, a lot of challenges, just to
mhm.
be a better version of themselves. That's
And
that's part of human life kasi eh. We grow and we sometimes embrace or acknowledge our flaws just to become better versions of ourselves.
that's very true, my dude. And what
Yes.
would you say to your future self?
Like my future like the current me to my future self.
Yes, the current you, let's say 5 to 10 years next, the next 5 to 10 years of yourself. What would you say to that person?
I'll just tell them that don't trip on your journey, all right? Just be careful. Or sometimes if you ever did trip, learn how to stand up again.
Mm,
It's normal kasi in life now we sometimes fall down, we sometimes encounter struggles, we sometimes encounter a lot of pain and
mm,
fears. I guess that's the beauty of life kasi eh. That's the beauty of
that's
it.
very true.
You fall down, and then eventually you rise up. But of course, you cannot do that alone. It's sometimes with the help of your friends man kasi.
Mm. You're never alone. Always
Exactly.
find always find friends that you could trust with, and
But as
I want to talk with some more.
human as we may be, we sometimes feel that we are alone. Human as we may be. Like for me, for example, I sometimes feel that when I'm in like, a state of depression, no?
Yeah.
Like I'm really down at dumps. I've experienced something that really ruined my mood, no?
Mm,
And all the insecurities come into me. All of them are fogging my mind, clouding my judgment, and they're making me think that I'm alone. Wala ko pulos sa sininga kalibot. Why gid ko wala gid ko ya. And I felt that at one point, or not just one point, like a couple of times already. Because like I said before, a while ago, na I'm a very insecure person, and that's why what I'm trying to overcome. That's what I'm trying to myself. I can be better, no? And just remember that I am not alone. I am not alone. I'm confident that I have friends with me. They may not be a lot because I don't like having a lot of friends. Don't like
that will
having a
be
lot.
a big responsibility if you
I
have a
only
lot of
want
friends.
people that can, that I can trust. I've been betrayed. A lot of times.
We
I've
all
been
did.
betrayed. Yeah. Some point in life, we're all getting betrayed. Ah, pero I learned not to carry the hate with me.
Have a grudge.
I did carry the hate for almost a year, no? Pero eventually I
Yeah,
learned to let go. I learned to let go. Because
learn to accept.
eventually in the future, I'll become better than them. No offense.
Very true, man. Very true. Teach it, man.
If they beat me one time, surely in the future they cannot do that again.
Of course, man.
Yes. I'm pretty sure these guys know.
Yeah. There was this I will not go into I will not go into the detail. I know there was this one point in where Renz was in a very, was betrayed, and I knew that um there was a lot of people who were against him during that time. And
Yeah.
yeah, I know that, I had to pick. It's either him, or if I have to side with him, or I'm going to side with the majority. And guess what I did? I sided with him. I still remember when, in during that time in where I knew that Renz was like really, 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 was really in a really, really, really dark place, and I was there. And yeah. And just for out of context, I did the greatest Oscar performance ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, you pretty sure did, man. They they freaking believed it.
There was this. Did you know that one one of our classmates hated me after that?
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
there was one
yeah.
person. There was one person. I can't really mention her name, but from one of my class. I think Isa told me that that did you know that person didn't like me after she saw what I did to you.
There's
Yeah.
always that haters, man.
But of course, we have to overcome the negativity, right? We're not here to talk
Of
about
Yes.
bad
course,
things. We're not
hell
here to talk about
yeah,
bad things, right? We're
hell
here to talk
yeah,
about, uh,
Real
fields of
things.
greed.
overcoming.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're here to talk about overcoming, and the beauty of human life, right?
Yeah,
Change.
the
Yes,
evolution.
evolution. Yes, evolution,
Really.
but backwards. Yes,
It's evolving, but
but
backwards.
backwards.
Backward.
Jesus.
But
But
yeah,
mhm.
How about you, Ross? What would you say to your 5 to 10 year
You're
future self?
honestly, I honestly at this moment of in my life, I'm just whatever I just want to say to my future self. Same as Renz, don't trip, and like, don't do not surround yourself with negativity, or let all of these depressive thoughts go into your head, because that will not help you grow. But you can do it, like overcoming them, and that will help you grow. But you shouldn't, because I right now, in my mental state, I'm okay. I'm not anymore suicidal. I'm not anymore that depressed. But then there will be times in where I will relapse, and then I will start to, telling I hate myself. I just wanna jump off. I wanna crash myself into the twin towers, something like that. But you know
the Twin
I,
Towers kind of extreme, though.
Twin. That one was insane. Like
And
Twin
qu-
Tower
and s- and
reference.
strangely specific.
Yes,
Yeah.
and strangely specific.
I
Wait,
hope no
yeah,
one comes for
wait.
us.
Please don't cancel me. I am not. I would like to. I have a sincere lapse of my judgment. Joke lang. So, I mean, either I want to either I don't want to die. I don't want to I don't have this feeling like I'm going to die. I want to die. I'm going to kill myself. I just hope that my future self will not will learn, will be happy, will be in a happier state, in a more mentally stable, because I know that I have a lot of issues with me. I have a lot of I have a lot of mental I have a lot of mental illness, and I just hope that in my future self that I'm stronger than ever, and all of these illnesses will not shackle me, will not restrain me from my full potential.
Wow! Wow! Full potential! Wow!
Yeah.
Wow!
Yeah.
I feel the power surging in me.
I love
Magnum.
I love myself. It's just hard because I know Iman knows that I like to talk negative, and now I know he's like, oh wow, Ross is now talking so wholesome.
wholesome
Bro,
music.
it happens a good number of times,
But yeah, I just want to be. I don't I don't want to be H word anymore. I just want to be happy.
Wow! Oh my God! I'm gonna
Round
make
of
that my code
applause.
today. I will freaking my day that.
I don't want to be H
Oh my
word
goodness.
anymore. I just want to be happy. But it's true though. I just want to be happy.
But yes, I agree. Pero going back to what Ross said, don't just surround yourself with negativity. Actually, it's not an easy thing. You cannot just say to someone, hey bro, stop it. Don't surround yourself with negativity. Dude, that's that's tawag ni? Toxic positivity? That's the term, right?
Yeah.
I'd say so.
Like, na you cannot just say to others bala na you don't have to surround yourself with negativity, because it's not really an easy thing, and I'm pretty sure Ross knows that it's not
It's a
really an
challenge.
easy thing.
Yeah, it's never.
It was never easy. Like,
Yeah, it's like
just saying I'm just gonna quit, uh thinking about this bad stuff in my head. It's not that easy. That's why a lot of people kill themselves, because
mhm.
they think that people are shallow by just saying, hey, stop it, man, cut it out. And it's not just friends, right? Even your own family
Family.
sometimes.
Family. Yeah, I would
Mm.
agree.
Naghahambal sila. They will sometimes say if you live in a very religious household, they will just say hey, you need more Jesus. Stop that. You need more Jesus. Go to
I can
church
relate to
every
that.
Sunday. Go to
I
church every
can
Sunday.
relate to that.
You
Oh my
lack God.
gosh.
You lack prayer in your life. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes people will say that, and other families would say na abi, tama na, dako ka na, tama na.
And I
So amo
think
na.
Ross mentioned that in the second episode of the podcast, where he shared about stuff
Mm.
he experienced with his grandparents, right, Ross?
Yeah. The one as what Ren said, but it's like my grandparents just the way they would tell me address about my mental illness is like, oh, you're depressed, just be happy. And then I'm like, really?
Yes, be happy. Wow,
Yeah.
wow, that
Wow.
made my day.
Words of
Oh,
support.
Wow, I have no more
wow,
depression, no
wow.
anxiety.
Depression 0%.
All depression cases go lower to zero. And I
Yes.
said, yeah, yeah.
Oh man.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It really took a while. Like what Azrin said, it will take a while. It took me a while to get to this point in where I am right now. Like almost like ever since like I had this, I've always wanted to. I always had the suicidal thoughts since like 2013, and then 7 year, no, not seven, many years, almost like a yeah, many years later, I'm not. I've come to the point in where like uh, it's like that. I've become better, but it took so long for me to achieve that point. Maybe,
Yeah.
yeah. How about maybe Iman also has experienced that as well, right, Iman?
Quite recently, yeah. It's quite infuriating. I might actually need a therapist.
You've been saying that a lot, man.
Diba,
Hey,
Iman?
man.
Yeah, I have. Yeah. It just feels like I can't be
And
myself here sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I would agree with you with that
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I would sometimes experience those late night thoughts where you don't really feel good, and especially when those past events that happened to you like recurs back and says a lot of stuff about yourself and why did you do that, you know? And that's why I said in the previous uh, podcast where the coping mechanism that I had was talking to God and journaling. And it and really did help a lot. It also really helped me in a way improve myself and see like, oh, that's how I felt or that's how I see myself. And by reading those journal entries, you could see where where you could improve. And that's really like a big step forward, I would say.
Mm.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we all have our ways in coping, and like you have the journal. I have me and my music. I guess Renz has anime, his games,
Anime, acting,
acting. Yeah,
Well, not well.
yeah.
Acting is not really tawag dito. A way for me to pautwas.
yeah,
It's more like it's sometimes I know I love acting, all right, but sometimes it comes to a point where it becomes tawag dito. It becomes a bit tedious. It becomes more of an obligation rather than a passion. And
Mm,
sometimes I retreat to the things that I love. No, anime, or I play video games,
video games.
or I read books. I research on stuff. No, I research on history, conspiracy theories. The normal stuff, right? But not normie, all right? So yeah, things that make me happy, things that distract me from the so-called reality. Yeah.
Even for Iman, right? Iman, you have your
Yeah,
way.
I have my ways in order to in my escapism. So yeah, I have like in games, reading stories, all that jazz, music, listening to music mostly. So yeah.
Mm. And do you have any more messages to say, friends? Boss?
Uh, wala naman. Unless if there's a next question. I believe I said what I wanted to say naman in the it's already like in the 2 hours that I've been here.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We covered a lot.
Yeah.
Iman, do you have anything to say?
Iman, you have something?
Iman.
It's actually I just gotta say that I really enjoyed this podcast. Like this is actually the first time that I'm doing this podcast with Ross and Eamon. and
Yeah.
it's quite fun for me. Now we get to have this conversation, no, as friends, as grown-ups. Wow, grown-ups, man!
Grown ups.
Yes,
Are we
there you
adults? Wow,
Ding,
wow!
ding, ding. What the
Oh my
dog
god!
doing?
And then eventually in the future we're gonna talk about, hey Ross, how is your prostate doing?
How's your car insurance, Renz?
God,
Oh
How's the
yeah, I'm
current?
pretty good. How's the
may the
mortgage?
gods have mercy upon our souls.
How's your loan?
I have
How's your
I
loan?
I have I have avoided my
I
taxes.
had stem cell
Wow,
therapy.
that's nice. You're going to jail.
I'm going to Barbados and lose all my money there in the first tourist trap.
And with
but
that,
yeah.
I think we could end it, right? Do you
But
agree?
what was the question,
Yes,
bro?
I think we should. One last question though.
Oh, what's that?
Did you ask a
What?
question, bro, or what?
I said that that's a good way to end the podcast.
Oh, so we're actually ending now.
Visual-
visualizing our futures.
Wow.
Visualizing our futures.
Oh, so this is one
Do you-
way to end the podcast, visualizing our futures, imagining ourselves as old people, asking how our colon, our prostate, our kidneys are going. Hey, how's the mortgage doing? Hey, did you evade taxes again? Wow, how's your social security? Oh, not doing
Oh
good.
yeah.
Fine, me as well.
Have you renewed your driver's license? But okay, let's just say that it's going. Even when we're going to grow up, three of us, me, Renz, and Iman. If we're gonna grow up, I swear, if we have children, it's going to be weird.
Yes.
I
Most likely.
Oh no.
I cannot see it.
I will not let you marry my daughter if I have a daughter.
If you
about
have
you,
kids
man?
in the first place, you'll be a miracle if you even have kids.
Oh.
It'll be a miracle.
Oh!
It'll be a miracle if I. It'll be a miracle though even I have kids. Like me and women, don't have good.
Don't say
Don't have
such
good communication.
negativity.
Hey, come on,
Man,
bro.
come on,
I'm
man.
here. I'm here with you. I love you, right? Love you. But
Should I go for
anyways,
45 or 9
hey,
millimeter? What do you guys think?
Hey. I mean, if you can't get a girlfriend, my friend would always say na, Oy, bro, kung hindi ka na makamiga, mang-chicks ka na lang. Mang-chicks ka na lang. Hindi ka
No,
na
thank you.
mawala.
I don't want
Mang-chicks ka
that
na
idea,
lang.
man. No. What he's saying is not a bad idea.
Just here ain't
Diba?
worth
If
it,
you
man.
cannot get a girlfriend,
Iman,
fine.
you said a bad
Just
word.
ain't
ka na
worth it
lang.
here. Okay.
You said a bad word,
Mang-chicks ka na
Iman.
lang.
It's okay. Leave it out.
Tawag dito. Yeah, if you cannot get a girlfriend, my friend will always say naman chicks ka na lang because why? Because you don't have to have a commitment. You don't
Become
have to
a
have
Sigma.
commitment.
I don't like to hold myself with other so no thank you.
Iman, become a Sigma
No.
male. Sigma,
Yes. I mean,
Sigma
if you
male.
cannot be alpha, you can always be sigma.
Sigma male grind set, Iman. You shoot
Oh
up
my
a local
goodness.
orphanage or something.
And blame it in an extremist group so they're actually being dealt with.
No,
Ingenious.
blame it in religion. Oh no, I'm going.
Oh no.
Nah,
I'm going
that
there.
won't work. That won't work. It
But
never
Iman,
does.
But Iman, I'm gonna be real. Renz says to get chicks, but for me, as a Sigma male,
Hey,
Okay.
I don't even know if I can get a girlfriend, man. I'm
You
like one of the
can!
busiest.
You can, dude.
you can.
Bro, I'm one of the busiest persons in the world. I sometimes, don't have the time to think about romance, right?
Dude.
Well, maybe in the future, if I have the time already, and if I have the drive or the energy to do it, or, tawag dito, the readiness to accept responsibility and to have a commitment with other people. But for now, maybe I could put that on the pedestal at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Maybe I mean, Iman, yeah, it can happen. It can happen. All of us, all three of us, all three of us. Even if your relationship with your ex was like, what didn't end well, all three of us had once a girlfriend,
Yes.
Exactly.
and we can, as a,
You
as
can.
as
What's this? An
as
advert?
You
What is
can.
this? An ad or something?
as legal as
Is this an
legal
ad?
male.
Really?
A li-
This sounds like an investment company's one last ditch stand in order to get something.
No, but it's
Exactly.
true naman. It's true naman. Like, I agree with what Ren said. Like, it's not the end of the world when it comes to one.
I mean, true. It's not the end of the world, bro. I mean, if you're gonna say to yourself na ano na tawag dito na you can't get a girlfriend. I mean, it's not right now. Hindi siya subong, bro. Eventually, you will get one.
Yes.
You will get
Yeah.
one. Pero the question is, do you really have to have a girlfriend in order to enjoy life? Do you really have to
Yeah.
have tawag dito, a relationship with the opposite sex in order for you to enjoy life? Hindi naman, 'di ba? Like for me, if I wanted to get a girlfriend, I could have done it like, a couple of times already, but I didn't because I want to enjoy my single life. Okay?
Yeah.
And I don't care. I don't care if people call me oh my god, this guy sucks, he doesn't have a girlfriend. Like, okay, I don't care, right? As long as I'm enjoying, I don't have to stress out about girls, calling me late in the night and then asking me to, tell them that I love them. All right? No
Oh
offense, but
God.
yeah.
Oh my
Oh
goodness.
God.
That brings back memories.
Oh my god, did I bring back memories? So
But
yeah,
yeah.
I'm just speaking the truth here. I'm just speaking the truth here. If you can't have a
True.
girlfriend at the moment, it just means it's not yet your time. Ako, I admit it's not yet my time. That's why I don't have a girlfriend at the moment because it's not yet my time. And I make time for myself and I decided that I will not get one. I will not find one because I have a lot of other stuff to do. Not just, playing games and watching anime. Bigger things other than that, responsibilities that I need to cater. And that's why relationships, love life, romance, girls, women, and not yet for me. Yeah!
Self-love.
Yeah!
Self-love. Self-love.
Yeah! Oh my god! I have just promoted my male status now.
Sigma level 100.
Oh yeah!
Sigma male. Sigma male. Alpha male. Amen.
Yeah!
But in
So
all
Eman, cheer
honesty,
up. We got your back, man. Don't worry.
don't worry, man.
Uh-huh. I haven't heard that before. All right, let's try to end it now.
Stop being negative.
No, we're
And it's
gonna
one way to
continue
end the
this.
podcast, right?
Okay, okay.
Comforting
Some
Eman
people
and his
thinking
love
realism
life
is
problems.
pessimism.
Don't turn into Christian. Do not turn into Christian. I swear.
No, don't turn into Christian, okay?
Ironic thing. I'm watching his latest developments right now.
Don't
Jesus.
become Christian. Don't
No,
become Christian.
I
I will
am not
die.
no.
Christian. I am not that degenerate and that psychopath that told him to do it.
Just be Eman. Just be, Oknarab or whatever how you pronounce it.
Emmanuel.
Yeah,
Emmanuel.
exactly.
Be, be, be,
Okay.
be the leader of the Ashles.
Exactly.
But I don't want leadership. Can you guys leave me the sorry.
Language.
But if
Yeah.
you really want to go back, yeah, I would agree to like what Ren said. Like, go chat around, see what happens. You don't know. You might find someone there. You know.
Maybe it's not yet your time. Hindi pa.
Mhm.
Because who knows? People are, maybe eventually, bro, you're gonna find someone that have the same interests as you, or not really the same interests, no, but someone that can understand you. Diba?
Yeah.
No, why does does a girlfriend have to have the same interests as you? Diba? Hindi man, not most of the time, diba? It just takes a person with great understanding and patience, not just the same likes. Because I'm having a girlfriend with just the same likes. It's just a bit shallow. It's a
Too
bit shallow.
boring.
Yeah. What really matters is if they are actually willing to stay with you, if they are willing enough to understand you, to be patient with you with all your flaws.
Commitment.
Diba? I've seen Eamon and his flaws, and as a friend, I'm still here. And look at me and Ross, and as friends, it is our job to just be there for him, regardless of his flaws. And eventually, you will find a girl that has the same patience and understanding as us, bro. Eventually, in the yeah, I'm not gay, okay, but yeah,
Right. Either way,
bro.
let's
True
see
naman,
the gods are
Iman. Come
willing or
on.
not.
Hey, come here. I'll give you. Come here. Come
Look,
here. Come here.
I'll give you a
Oh,
kiss.
guys,
I'll give you a
god
kiss.
damn it. This is why I can't stand you
Mwah.
guys sometimes. You're not letting me speak, damn it. Yeah.
All right.
Why?
We'll let you speak. We'll let you speak.
What do you want to say,
Look,
man?
look, here's the thing. There's no guarantees in this world, so I don't fucking care if I'm gonna get a girl or not. What happens, happens. That's all I'll ever accept. Right now,
Yes,
I have other
that's
shit
it.
to
That's
do, so
good,
I don't
bro.
fucking care.
That's good.
I don't
Oh,
want to
fuck.
have these repetitive talks over and over again. This is literally the definition of insanity, people. Having the same
Sigma.
talk over and over again and only to
Sigma.
get the same results over and over again, but you keep doing it over and
Among
over
Us.
again because you think it's gonna have a different answer.
Hussy.
Can you please stop it?
Hussy.
How I know how every this is gonna go. Please stop.
What do you mean?
But just to
What do
let you
you
know,
mean?
man, we love you. You're not alone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
knew that one. Heard that one before.
How about beat around the bush?
Yeah, that one as well.
Oh, Ross, can you give one?
Well, let me tell you.
What?
Let
Sussy
me.
balls.
No. Iman. I've heard that that you've been that you've been suffering from bofa.
Suck on both my nuts.
God damn it, Iman. Oh, I said a bad word. Oh dear. But
People, language. All right. If you want to curse, let's do that in real life. All right.
All right.
I know that the
Okay.
two of you bring the worst out
Should
of
we
me,
end
but
this,
I will
please?
try my best not to be worst in front of JM because I am trying to be a good person here. Right, JM? I'm a good guy, right?
Can
I'm
you
a
let
good
out
guy,
the
right?
Can you let out the dogs out?
But Iman, I this is not. I think you haven't heard this. You have to live like Larry, Iman.
Yes!
Ooh, Larry the
Look like
fucking lobster.
Larry!
Lobster. Let's go. Living like Larry.
Uh,
All right, man. Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Well, this is
It
a
was one
roller
heck of a
coaster,
night.
Jesus.
It is.
One heck of a
Uh,
night.
Mm-hmm.
All right, everybody,
So-
calm down.
How do we end this?
All right. So, any last messages before we end?
Iman,
For
what's your
me,
last?
since I'm the guest here, because I'm like, this is like my first time joining this podcast, no?
Mhm.
I would like to say thank you, JM, for inviting me in this podcast.
Sure, man.
It's really a pleasure, no? Like I get to share, about myself here, the things that I learned, my passions, my desires. Wow, desires. But yeah,
Wow.
my passions, the ideals that I'm trying to pursue. Wow, what's with me and all these deep words, man? But yeah,
Awesome.
I really appreciate that you invited me, and I really did try to make this work, this happen, because at the moment I really have a tight schedule, no. Pero
I know, man.
pero
Thank you,
it's
man.
medyo nahuya ko if I turn you down. It would be a shame
It's
if I
okay.
turn you down. That's why I had to make time for you. I had to make time for you. And and since hearing na Ross and Eamon are here in the podcast, I was also interested to join. Yeah.
Mm.
And I really thank you for for inviting me. And I can really see a future for this podcast. I can really see a future for this
Thanks, man.
podcast. Hmm. Like
That
just
means
keep
a lot.
just keep on going. Oh, do what you love to do, man. And don't let other people define who you are. I mean,
Mm.
ano,
Preach.
it's natural that a lot of people would say na a lot of bad things about you or a lot of things that you don't like to hear, no? But
Yeah.
it's not all the time that you get a pat in your back. Sometimes you have to, accept that criticisms exist and you have to grow and you have
Mm.
to improve. Pero as far as I can see now the podcast and everything, it's really nice you have some sort of passion like this, no? Like you get
Mm.
to do what you love to do by mounting this podcast. And I really appreciate the effort that you did and the passion that you possess for this. So kudos, man.
Thanks, my dude. Thanks, my dude.
Anytime.
We'll surely get you back again in the podcast.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to joining you guys again if I have the time.
Oh
If
yeah,
I have
man.
the time,
That's
but
why I
I
try
will.
to find a schedule with you.
Yeah, I will surely make time. But yes, I'm a really busy person. Pero of course, if if my friends are asking me to join them, then of course I have to make time. So yeah.
Do you have any like socials or shout outs you want to
What
say?
the shout out? Wow! What's this, man? I'm getting famous. Hey Ross,
Let's
look at this,
go.
man. I'm now famous. What am I gonna do? Promote Raiden Productions now?
Yes, we should revive that page.
But, wow. Okay. So I have a Facebook. My name is Raiden in Facebook. If you guys wondering why Raiden, no. I'm also wondering why, Raiden. I don't know what happened to me back in 2015, 2016. I don't know what happened to me in my weeb fantasies that I decided to change my Facebook name to Raiden. And a lot of people now, even in sometimes call me by Raiden, not by my real name.
Yeah.
And I guess that's cool. And I'm good with that. I'm Gucci with that. So yeah, I have Facebook. You can add me, Raiden. I also have Twitter. It's Hagubei, but it's actually spelled in Japanese. No, so good luck trying to find it. And I also have an Instagram, Rinko0506. And yeah, if you play Genshin Impact, yeah, I also play Genshin Impact. And yeah, that's basically it.
I thought you
Thanks,
had
man.
a Facebook page.
Oh,
Oh,
does he?
come on, man. Oh, come on. Seriously? I mean, yeah. Wow. Facebook page. Okay,
Facebook
Ross, you
page,
promote
that's
it for me.
So we have two pages. Actually, one has been already like archived, but the original one was called Renz Kit Official.
I deactivated that page, okay, because come on. I don't know what went into my head when I created that page.
But let me
Alright.
just say that maybe just maybe we have another page, but it's still dormant, but it's still there. I still have it. I still manage it. Me and Lance still manage it for some reason. But it's called Raiden Productions. Um,
Can you spell the Raiden for us?
yeah, R
Just in
A
case.
I RAIDEN Productions. Uh, it's a if you look at our page right now, all of the posts are like 2017, but you're going to see like the early concepts of abstract surrealism through our film. Especially the English one. It really says a lot about industrial society and its future.
Wow.
Why are we promoting this page, right? It was supposed to be a joke. But okay,
But let's
okay.
see. You can maybe Renz, we can make this something. I have an idea.
Oh no, not you getting your ideas. Look at this. You hear this,
Here
Iman?
we go
Oh,
again.
look at this. Ross has an idea. Can you believe that? Wow.
I think
And Ivan is now silent.
Iman, do you have any last messages or shout outs, socials, whatever?
Nah, I'm good. I'm just tired.
Oh, come on, man. I love you. We love you.
Do you really want me to
Oh.
make a response on almost everything we do? Really,
No,
bro?
Iman, shout out somebody. Somebody.
Shout
Just
out,
shout out.
shout out, shout out.
I already said most of my shoutouts already in previous episodes. I'm good.
I mean, you
How
can
about
do it
Iman?
like every episode, diba?
Eh,
Yeah, there's no
you only
problem
need
with
to
that.
do it once. It's fine.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow, the mysterious character. I see where this is
God
going.
help me. Oh, God help me.
I'll link the
Where
previous
is this
episode where
ever
he said
going
that.
to end?
I'm a shout out. I'm a
Ross?
shout out.
Right.
I'm a shout out. Shout out to all my bandmates, all my music friends. Shout out to FS. Let's go. We're gonna have a compre exam on Wednesday. I hope we pass. I hope we really pass, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good luck, man. I also like to shout out my batchmates and my theater mates in the USA Little Theater. I would also like to shout out to my Pulsci classmates. Wow, Robbie. Wow. And yeah. So looking forward to this podcast so that I can join again in the future. I'm really looking forward.
We will, dude. We will. And Ross, do you have any socials? Or is it the
yeah.
same?
Uh, I have only two. I used to have Twitter, but I'm not really using it anymore. The only time I will use Twitter was just to look for it's to get updates from the new Kanye album. So of course you know me. My name is John Ross Tendencia. That's my
I
Facebook.
also know your other Facebook account. Do you want me to say it?
Oh wait, yeah. Let me just say I have another.
No.
I have another.
No.
I have,
I am not gonna say it here. It's gonna be a bad example for me.
No, I used to have a second account, but I don't. But now it's all in Japanese. But the original name was Xavier Marshall Maxwell.
It's still all in Japanese. Wow! Look at this Japanese wannabe. Yeah,
Look at
he's
you.
like me.
Raiden.
Wow, Xavier Maxwell. What are you, bro? Trying to be white here?
How about Ronald McPorter? Hate him. What happened to
Can I
that?
go now? Can I go now?
That account.
No,
What
no.
else?
You should stay. Christian Christ. You should stay.
Oh, I have.
All right.
Okay, my Instagram it's Saucy Rossi. You really know Saucy Rossi. I post some covers that I actually like to play because the ones that I post usually in my days are like, just to make sure that I get the clout or something.
Wow, the cloud.
The
The
cloud.
clout.
Do you have
Yeah, I mean-
TikTok?
Oh yeah, I have a TikTok as well. Wait, I have a TikTok. I do TikToks now, but it's not the heartbreak anniversary, renegade.
Heartbreak anniversary. Just like the day that we met.
So what's your TikTok?
My TikTok is at Saucy Rossi, but the Rossi in my Instagram it's with the Y, but in my TikTok it's an I. Saucy Rossi 1. I have so far 19 followers, and then
Wow.
and
Sick.
and right now my most viewed video in my TikTok is 225 views. I actually did a duet with playing Heartbreak Anniversary, but it's just me playing the guitar. So at least I didn't do the cringy dance. That's all I have to say. I didn't do the I just like it. How about you, Iman? How about you?
Hey, man. I think.
And he's
Alright.
gone.
Wow.
He's gone. What happened? And he's back.
Oh wait.
Or he's back.
Oh wait.
Sorry,
There he
sorry.
is.
My internet
Melvin.
and my phone.
Melvin is there.
Uh,
Melvin is here.
Do you have any, anything you want to say before podcast ends? Like we have to end in a good one.
I got nothing much to say really. More on just prepare for the next podcast to come. And well, hope everyone having a good time, really. That's all I could have to say.
Wait, Iman, say a dad joke, please. Say a joke, please. Please.
Really?
Come on. That's how we have
Come
to end
on,
it.
man! You're not Eamon if you're not doing Eamon and dad jokes. You have to do it. At least for me.
Come on.
What did the banana say to the knife?
What?
What?
It was a split.
Oh my god, the pain! Oh yes, I love this kind of pain. Ooh, ooh. Oh my god, I am now questioning my kind of humor.
What did the bean say to the other bean?
Here he goes, another one.
What?
How have you been?
Oh yes! Oh my god! Oh, all the pain and all the
I'm in
struggles.
pain.
Oh yes! Oh. But just to
my
remind you guys, I am not a masochist. All right, I am not a
my
masochist.
hypothalamus.
But it
Debatable.
will be an exception for Eamon.
Debatable.
Oh, and with that,
Okay.
you guys,
Wait,
like
wait,
and
one more. Wait lang, guys.
Right.
One more. I'm just going to say 3 words. I think Iman and Renz know this. Rick, Dick, and Nick.
Yes, the first 3 humans, Rick, Dick, and Nick. So yeah, wow, this is how we end the podcast, right? So back to you, JM.
all right. And with that, you guys, like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell if you. All right, let's do that again.
Yeah, do it again, do it
still
again.
can't get- I still can't get over the bad jokes. Oh my goodness. All right. All right. In 3, 2, 1. Hit that like and that like and subscribe.
Easy.
All
What we
right.
do, what we do in theater. What we do in theater is ginhawa. Okay, breathe in through your nose, exhale through your mouth, and make sure you don't raise your shoulders when you're breathing. Make sure that your diaphragm is expanding. Right.
All right.
So
All right.
breathe in,
I think I got it.
breathe out.
Oh.
Ginhawa lang dalo. And curtain.
All right, everybody. I think we could end with that. Hit that like and subscribe button down below. Hit that notification bell. Also, if you want to get more of this Juice podcast with Iman and me. And till next time, see you on the next episode. Bye.